Hello guys, Ponslot here on Thief. I'm just going to demonstrate again really quick how you spend your time farming gold in 2016's version of Final Fantasy XI. Currently I have 1.2 million gold, which is a little bit of a fair amount. It's not really too high or too low. But you're going to do the events under Records of Eminence. The top one here changes every 4 hours, and when it says gain XP, which it just did, which typically happens on Saturdays, I think, Mondays and Wednesdays, like it just happened, and I'm filming this Tuesday 2 a.m., so it's like an overnight Monday night kind of thing for me, and an after lunch Wednesday thing for me, and whatever other time it is. You play it during the Gain XP campaign for those 4 hours. I only played it for about an hour because I had work, and I came back into the game towards the end of the campaign. But I played it, and I played it for about an hour and a half, and I capped my sparks and my Unity accolades, and I've already spent my sparks, and I'm going to spend my Unity accolades. And when you cap these, obviously you don't get any more, so it's good to empty them if you cap them frequently. And I think 100k sparks and accolades for an hour and a half of work is pretty solid. But the way to empty these is to talk to Eternal Flame there to buy NPCable gear, which would be gear that you could sell to an NPC. You talk to him in Eastern Adeline, Western Adeline, right next to the Mog House. That's where we're at right now. And then you talk to this little cat girl who doesn't really look like she's very significant. She's standing in front of a flower bed, and she's kind of away from the other NPCs, but she is lined up with them, which tells the player that, hey, this is an important NPC, even though she doesn't really look important. She's an important NPC. Like, we need to give her more credit, and I don't know why she's a little cat girl, but she could be an adult and probably would make more sense to me. But yeah, she does deal with Unity accolades. Like, go her. She's like a physics major or something. You go to let me get some items. You can either get the refractive crystals here if you're trying to actually farm these to enhance your equipment or whatever, or you could sell them on auction house. They make about 30,000 gil per refractive crystal, but again, you take up an auction house slot with that. A lot of people have been getting this item lately, Special Gabi Dial Key, and I have been among those who have been getting this. I'm gonna get 5 of them. I'm gonna leave myself a little bit accolades. I like to leave myself with a little spark and a little accolade. I just don't like capping it and leaving it capped. It feels like I could get more points in events that we do as a link show. Anyway, the Special Gabi Dial keys, you spend them here, you trade, and I'll just give you a quick example why they're 15k and why people actually pick them up. Because if you use the regular dial that Reward Ox or any of these goblin dudes have for the special dial, if you use the special dial anytime, you usually get crap, and there's a small chance you'll get something good. So I just did it, and as a way of demonstrating, I got an Imperial Loot Ingot, which I don't know if that's decent or not, but it's not level 119 armor, or anything like that. But it seems to me when I trade a key, and I use the key to do the Special Gabi Dial, okay, it seems to me that the drop that I get from the random chance is almost always way better than anything that I would have gotten if I just spent the 50 points. For example, Royal Archer Cesti. Now that might actually be crap, but it's an item. It's not a synthesis material, so that's a different thing right there. Now these are random, so obviously, like, it's a level 10 piece of equipment, it's not that exciting. But my point is, I've only ever gotten any good things from this box when I used my key. It seems to be a higher chance of getting a good item if you use the key. That's just my experience, and I've used about 30 keys so far, and I've actually played about 30 different times with the points, the 50 points apiece that you can do once per day. I've done about 30 of each of them, and from those numbers I was able to kind of tell Anyway, here's an NPC that actually sells and that buys your equipment off of you. So I'm gonna go ahead and see about spending some of these Acheron shields I bought from the Eternal Flame guy at the Mog House. Now he sold me these for about 2,700 sparks a piece. 100k sparks is your cap. I was pretty much capped, and I bought, well, a lot of these. I bought a lot of these with those points. I pretty much dumped all my points into this item. And that's not because it's like a hidden item that's super expensive. It's just because it's the best item that you can sell to an NPC that I'm aware of. That costs the most sparks. So its spark to gil ratio, it is such that it actually just takes up less spots in your inventory to spend your sparks and turn it over into gil if you buy an item that costs a lot of sparks. And so it's just because it's an expensive item. It doesn't have to be this item. It's just the one I like to buy. So we'll go from 1.2 million gold and see like how far up we end up going with just an hour and a half of farming. Just 1 hour and a half, got like 100 merits, got 5 or 6 job points, I don't know. And then all these sparks and these accolades, so... So we're just gonna keep spending all these sparks and turning them into Acheron shields, and selling those and turning that into gil, and then turning the gil into whatever we need to actually enjoy the game. So an hour and a half of heavy grinding gets you a million gold, typically. I might be making more than 1 million here, I don't know yet. I still think I have quite a bit of these. I typically average about 1 million each time I do this event though, 1 million gil, for just a couple of hours of work. Okay, right there I was at 1 million from what I started, because I was at 1.2 when I started this. I'm gonna end at 1.3 almost. So yeah, so that's what you can do to make some gil. That was over 1 million gil in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. And you can do this 3 times a week during the Gain XP campaign. And you can find other really cool limited time challenges that you can do stuff like this. I'm sure there are some out there that allow you to farm sparks like crazy. But you know, it's really just a working knowledge of how to use the Record of Eminence to your advantage. Like, in addition to the Gain XP limited time challenge, which now changed into physical damage kills, in addition to the limited time challenge that I have vanquished multiple enemies, 1 selected, which is repeatable, that gives you sparks, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure all of these give you sparks. Yeah, there you go. So, deal 500 plus damage. This is some good spark making machine right here. Always have that one. The level sync you can ignore, the spoils you can ignore. Subjugation you can ignore. Your conflicts, if you're gonna farm in an area, you want to set up your conflicts. That's a really good way to make some extra sparks off the top. You know, we killed thousands of monsters, that adds up. Yeah, vanquish multiple enemies from the Unity, what you call it? The Unity objective that you have. You could do that one too. A couple of other ones, there it is. A couple of other ones that you could have done, if, you know, obviously if you were fighting plantoids, you could do that and select that. You know, just make sure you check all of these before you start farming and make sure that they don't apply. And if they do apply, and you can get sparks with them right then and there from what you're about to do, you might as well select them. Bump something else off of your objective list if you're capped out and you can't actually select any new objectives. Bump something off that you're not going to use, because there's not a whole lot that will actually help you grind. You know, the spoils and all that other stuff that takes up slots, that's not going to do a whole lot. Another thing that some people don't really see when they go in is the Unity. There's one that says fight with your Unity leader. I think it's under, no, it's not under one, it's under shared. Yeah, vanquish enemies with Unity leader. It doesn't give you a whole lot of points, and I think it's calibrated that way because if you're in a party, like, it might be somebody else's Unity leader that's in your party instead of your Unity leader. So it makes sense that it's not a whole lot of sparks, but it's a couple sparks, you know, on top. It adds up, and if you do have your Unity leader in the party, you might want to consider selecting that one as well. So just a whole bunch of different ways you can farm sparks and accolades as well. Cap out in about an hour and a half's time. At top speed, I think about an hour. If you're really, really good, you could probably cap those out. There's 4 hours for the campaign, so consider some downtime when you come back to dump your sparks and your accolades. Consider that downtime, and you probably end up with about 3 really good runs if you're really good at the game, to where you could cap out 3 times your accolades and your sparks. Now that's going to give you about 3 million gold if you do it. So if you're an expert at this, you can make 3 million gold each time the Gain XP limited time challenge comes up. So just keep that in mind. Like, if you're really fucking good at the game and you know what you're doing as far as the XP grinding for that limited time challenge, yeah, you're talking like 3 mil 3 times a week. That's practically 10 mil that you make just farming and just grinding and fighting monsters. Back 10 fucking years ago, when we didn't have all this, you didn't get any gold from farming monsters for XP. You didn't. But now you do. And like, it's a crazy amount if you look at it. The numbers add up, and you're in the millions before you know it. And a lot of people don't even know about how to make gold in 2016. So I hope this video kind of shows some of the new techniques that people are using to make really, really quick gold without having to interact with any other player. And they could just do it solo and use the computers, the AI, the NPCs, to actually make their gold. So, yeah, that's a really good way to play an RPG. Any MMO. If you can find a system of NPCs that you can make gold with and not have to interact with other players, then you can have an unlimited gold supply, because the game's open 24/7 and those events keep rolling around. So it's only limited based on the amount of speed and effort you put into actually farming those sparks and those accolades. And there's other ways to make gold, obviously. This isn't the only one. This is the only one I know of that you can farm an incredible amount of NPCable gear in a very quick amount of time, like the quickest amount of time to actually turn your entire inventory into NPCable items, and then selling those for mad profit. Because anything in the 5 digits on selling to an NPC is nice, considering you have a limited inventory, so you can't carry a whole lot of them. That said, I hope Square Enix doesn't see this video and nerf the price of Acheron Shield, because I really don't want to have to buy Ice Shield or any of the other lesser expensive ones, because I really do not have a whole lot of inventory. I mean, right now I'm 33 out of 80. That gives me 70 flex spots. I have the other bags. Everyone has the other bags, but I don't like dealing with them. There's a lot of stuff in my inventory on my other bags too. So I just want to deal with the 80 on the inventory. I want to be able to, like, do an event and not fill up my 80 on my inventory. And then when I'm done with it, dump down to like 20, 30 items, whatever, 0 items would be great. And then have the inventory for another event later on. That's what I want to do, for sure. And Acheron Shields, being able to sell for 30,000 a piece, and being able to dump an entire thing of sparks, 100k capped sparks into Acheron Shields and still not fill the inventory up, I think that's a really, really good way to play this game, and I really hope that they keep it this way. So enjoy hope you enjoyed the video, and please try this content. Try to apply what you learned here to actually farming your own gold, because there's no need at all to, like, go on some website and buy gold from some third party anymore. I know a lot of people do that in the past, and in the present time, I don't believe. I know that there are a lot of gold sites still in business. I've done some homework on this, but there's absolutely no need to spend your actual dollar money on on gold, I've just demonstrated how you can get as much as you want in a very short amount of time. There's no person on the planet that that works so hard and has not even an hour a week to play Final Fantasy to farm gold. Like, an hour is what we're asking from you here. So there's really no need to spend a dollar amount on gold anymore. And after seeing this video, I hope you understand what you're doing if you do actually spend gold. If you spend money on gold for a game like this. This isn't the only game where you can farm gold this easily, so you might be getting yourself ripped off really hard by doing this, and you're really just letting someone sit at home all day and play video games and pay his rent that way when you actually buy gold. So I would discourage doing it, especially on this game, because of the ways, it's just too easy to make, so it's stupid. It would be stupid to actually buy. It would make sense. It would make sense if you needed a couple million gold and you didn't have the 40 hours it took to farm it, but that's not the case here. The case is like, we have infinite gold now, so don't spend money on it. Don't be stupid, okay? I hope you enjoyed the video again. I'm gonna go ahead and end it, and we're gonna actually start some content. I'll start filming another YouTube video here momentarily on some Chapter 4 Secrets of Adeline, I do believe. We're gonna do that, and I'm gonna get that to you guys. So subscribe and stay tuned.